Hi, this is Kathleen with Kal-Ven Tag and Title Service, located at 627 North Carlington Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. Zip code is 21205. Our phone number is 410-668-6000. Website is www.kalventagtitle.com. Hours are Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sunday is from 11 to 6 or 7 in the summertime. Also, I'm a licensed Pennsylvania agent here in the state of Maryland. This is basically a tag and title, a PA tag and title here in the state of Maryland, okay? I'm a licensed agent. So today, I want to talk about PA Temp Tags here in the state of Maryland. This is for people who are PA residents. You have Pennsylvania driver's license. You came to Maryland to buy a vehicle from an individual. So when you buy a vehicle from an individual and the title that you have is out of state to PA, remember, I'm going to need NV-41 completed by a notary public or a certified mechanic or a law enforcement. So these are the three people that are authorized to complete this form. NV-41 looks like this. This is NV-41. It says application for correction of vehicle record or verification of vehicle identification number. We have three options here. So when you are as an agent, when you are completing this, when the law enforcement is completing this, the law enforcement or a notary public is only authorized to complete I think section B. Section B is where the law enforcement will complete. Law enforcement or notary public or certified mechanic. Yeah, the individual can fill out this form. Yeah, if I'm not the one doing it, so whoever that is doing this verification must enter your information here. Your name, your address, your driver's license number, date of birth, the county where you live in. Reason of this form is gonna be verification. So the law enforcement or the certified mechanic or the notary public will check it and then sign. You see where it has a section where the mechanic or law enforcement or a notary public will put their number. So if anyone that has completed this form without putting their number, this paperwork is not valid, okay? So in order for this to be valid, if it's a law enforcement, let them put their badge number here. If it's a certified mechanic, let the certified mechanic put their number here. In Maryland, we don't have numbers for notarization. So we agents, yeah, for Maryland, you just fill it out. If it's a Maryland, I don't know if you have a number. Yeah, just Google online. I always use my PA number to fill this out, my DIN number, my license number to fill this out. So Maryland, we don't have like a notary number. So if it's a Maryland agent, let them go online and see if they can find their number to do this. I use my PA license number to complete this. So if I was to complete this, I'll put my Pennsylvania license number here, so they will know I completed this form. So if you buy a vehicle here in the state of Maryland and that title that you have with you is not a Pennsylvania title, let's say it's Virginia, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, as long as it's out of state to PA, this form must be completed in order for me to issue plates. Before, we used to take a picture of the VIN number, that will have the customer say, please take a picture of the VIN number and then bring it to me. Pendor stopped that. Pendor said, no, the vehicle, you have to go physically to the vehicle to check the VIN number so that I'll be responsible, I'll be liable. You check it, make sure the VIN number is legible, you report what you see. Make sure the VIN number on that vehicle matches with the title you are registering. If it's otherwise, probably you have to check correction. If it's correct, if you are correcting it, I've never done that before, so I'm not gonna speak about it. All the VIN verifications I've done, I've never corrected any of the VIN. So if the VIN is incorrect, I will not process online. I would do offline, make sure I check corrected VIN number. I'll go to the vehicle, take a picture of the VIN as it appears on the dashboard, the driver's side. Make sure I get different shots of it, print it out, attach it to my paperwork, and have pendants, you know, have them do this offline, because I wouldn't want to get myself into all of this. I believe the system will even stop me. Pennsylvania system is very like, how do I put it, very sensitive. So definitely Pennsylvania system will stop me. So when the VIN is incorrect, you have to, that's a different process. You know, I've never done that before. So for me, I will address this offline. I'll print all the information, take a picture of the vehicle, the VIN number, make sure it's not, they didn't scratch it off, you know, and make sure everything is legible. So if whoever registered the vehicle made a mistake with the VIN, vendor can correct it. So that's not what I'm talking about here. So I'm talking about like when you buy a vehicle, like a Pennsylvania customer comes to Maryland to buy a vehicle and they're coming to me to get plates. So if you're coming to me, you have to download this form. If you're not going to drive the vehicle to me, if you can't drive the vehicle to me, some people will be scared to drive the vehicle, or the police will give me a ticket. So if the police will give you a ticket, you don't need me. I can't register the vehicle unless you're coming to me to get Maryland in transit plates. That way you can transport it to your state. You have that option to do so. But if you're coming to me for me to physically like register the vehicle, this form must be completed. If you can't bring the vehicle to me, download NV-41, go before a notary public, or go before a certified mechanic, or a law enforcement. Yeah, any of these 3 people can complete this form. So once they complete it, bring your title to me and the rest of the paperwork. So I'm going to break it down, you know, as to like PA title and then out of state title. So let's say you're coming to me for me to do the VIN verification. So you drive the vehicle to me, and then with your title, if the vehicle, okay, let me take it one at a time. Yeah, you drive the vehicle to me and then bring all your paperwork. For out of state title to PA, this is like you bringing me a say Maryland title. If this vehicle is 7 years or newer, I'm going to need a notarized bill of sale from the seller that sold you the vehicle. If the seller has signed the back of the title, if the seller had already signed the back of the title, bring the seller to me. The seller must be here, and I'll download NV-181. I say NV. This is Maryland bill of sale, Maryland standard bill of sale, the one that we use in notarizing. So I will download VR-181. VR-181 is the standard Maryland bill of sale that we notarize. So I will download this to bring me the seller, call the seller to me. If you don't bring the seller, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. The only option you have then is to get Maryland in transit plate to drive your vehicle to Pennsylvania. So for out of state title to PA, you are coming here with a Maryland title. Let me tell you the paperwork I'm going to need. I'm going to need the title completed by the seller and the buyer. Sometimes we do have 2 buyers, and sometimes we do have 2 sellers, or 2 sellers selling to 1 buyer, or a seller selling to 2 buyers. At this point, for notarization, we only require the seller's signature. We don't worry about the buyer's signature. So this is the paperwork that I'm going to need. The title completed by the seller and the buyer, or sellers and buyers, depending on how many sellers and how many buyers. Then the title you are presenting to me, if there's a lien holder printed on that title, I'll be asking for a lien release. Lien release, because some people will sell a vehicle to someone and they'll be like, oh, I paid it off. They'll verbally tell you I've paid it off, and then they'll hand you the title. That will not work here in the state of Maryland. It will not work anywhere. So if you're claiming that this vehicle has been paid off, or there's no lien, or no auto loan on this vehicle, we need you to give us a letter from the lien holder. We need a letter from the lien holder stating that the loan has been satisfied and you no longer owe anything on this vehicle. Remember, if it's a Maryland title, you bring me the pink slip. The pink slip will be signed, and it doesn't have to be notarized, but they put a stamp, you know, maybe from the dealership. Also, if they don't give you the pink slip, they will give you a letterhead. The letterhead will be like a typed letter. A typed letter will have the lender's information on it, and then you have the vehicle information. Will mention the owner's name. You have the VIN number. You sometimes you have the account number of that person, and then on the bottom of it, you have the signature of the title clerk that signed off on this vehicle. So if you're bringing me a letterhead, make sure that the person signed off on the title, and also they need to specify their title with the company, with that lien holder. If the person is a title clerk, let them put their capacity or their authority or whatever position that they are with in that company. So you put your position, put a seal. There must be a notary seal on this. The date the vehicle was certified, and also the date the lien was, okay, the date the title was certified or the loan was certified would be yes. And then the date that lien holder was signed. So all this must be on it. If it's not notarized, I'm so sorry, I cannot help you. So the next one I'll be asking for will be a notarized okay, I've talked, okay, the next one will be a notarized bill of sale. Okay, let's start from the beginning. The first one is the title completed by both buyer and seller. And then the next one I'll be asking for, if I look on the title and I see a lien holder, I'll be asking for a lien release. So if you look on the front of it, you might see like West Fargo, Bank of America, or Westlake, any company you see, or you see CarMax, then that means there's a lien on it, and you should be asking for the lien release. So you give me the lien release, and the next one will be a notarized bill of sale. If the vehicle is 7 years or newer, you must have a notarized bill of sale. If you don't have a notarized bill of sale, I'm going to validate that vehicle on what it's worth, and then I'll tax you whatever percentage. Pennsylvania has got 3 sales tax they pay. They have 6%, 7%, and 8%. 6% for other counties. Allegheny is 7%, and then Philadelphia is 8%. So if you're not Allegheny and you're not Philadelphia, that means you're definitely 6% resident. So I will ask, okay, let me start. Oh my God, this video is getting too long. The title completed by the seller and the buyer, lien release if any, notarized bill of sale if the vehicle is 7 years or newer, auto insurance, driver's license, and a completed form of MV-41. Completed form of MVA-41. So if you have this, and then you have the title completed, lien release if any, notarized bill of sale if the vehicle is 7 years or newer. If the vehicle is older, like 8 years and older, we don't ask for a notarized bill of sale. Yeah, Pendor, there was a day they called me and they were telling me you should have had a notarized bill of sale. No, we go by the state requirements. If we're dealing with Pennsylvania title, we go by the law of that state. Whatever that law states is what I have to do. It's how I have to register that vehicle. It's how I have to ask for the paperwork. So in the state of Maryland, we don't notarize all our titles. We don't. We only notarize if the vehicle is 7 years or newer. It's either you notarize the title or you use VR-181 to go before a notary public to notarize it. So that is it for out-of-state title. For a Pennsylvania title, like you come to me, sometimes you might buy a vehicle from someone here in Maryland and that person has got Pennsylvania title. It's possible, yeah. So for a Pennsylvania title, you don't have to worry about driving the vehicle to me. Just bring the title to me, but make sure the title is notarized. Every Pennsylvania title must be notarized. That is their law. It's not when it's newer or whatever. The title must be notarized. So if the title is not notarized, I can't help you. If for some reason the seller by mistake signed that title and you want me to register the vehicle, you have to call the seller to come to me so that I can use our Maryland standard bill of sale to witness the seller's signature. That's the only way I can register the vehicle. I witness the seller's signature on VR-181, Maryland VR-181. If the seller is not here, I'm sorry, I can't help you. So the only option you have is to get Maryland in transit plate to your state. So the paperwork I will need for a PA title will be PA title completed by seller and buyer. And also make sure if there are 2 sellers, make sure the seller or sellers go before a notary public to have their signatures witnessed. Yes, this Pennsylvania title must be notarized. I don't care whether it's 1987 or 1960. It must be notarized. That's their law. So make sure the title is completed. If for some reason the seller signed the title or sellers signed the title, bring them to me. I'll use the MV Maryland VR-181 to witness their signatures to be able to register the vehicle. So I'm gonna need PA title. The back must be completed by both seller and buyer. The title must be notarized. I need auto insurance and the customer's driver's license. As for auto insurance, before I can register the vehicle, this is Pennsylvania law. It's not like Maryland, whereby you just read me a number and you have to verify. Make sure you call your insurance company, add this vehicle in question, the vehicle that will be registered. You have to add it to your policy, and then when you're coming to me, you're going to have the card for me to print out and add to my paperwork. So this is all you need in order for you to get a PA plate to drive to your state. It's either you get your car registered here. When I register your vehicle, Pennsylvania will make your title within, let's say, 15 to 20 business days. Pennsylvania is a bit like slow in their processing, so it will take 15 to 20 business days. Just give it like a month, you should be able to see your title. And also for PA, yeah, PA is not like Maryland, whereby if there's a lien on the title, we'll be asking for a lien release. Pennsylvania is, if you are paying on the vehicle, Pennsylvania will hold your title. It will hold your title until the loan is paid off. So if you're coming to me and you have the title, that means the loan, definitely you have paid off on the loan. Excuse me, and there's no need for me to be asking for a lien release. So for you having the title means the title is free and clear for me to register. So like I said, if you can't bring the vehicle to me, make sure you download MV-41, go before a notary public or a law enforcement or a certified mechanic to complete the form, and then bring your paperwork to me. So that will do it. And then once I register the vehicle, you get your PA plate, metal plate from me, and then your title will be mailed to you within 15 to 20 business days. Yeah, I think that will be it. As for offline, I don't want to talk about much of offline. Offline transactions will be like a flag stops me, or maybe a vehicle that has been purged. I don't know. This is how PennDOT reads it. Like a vehicle that goes to PennDOT and then went to Maryland, and this vehicle is going back to PA. Definitely, I'm going to have a flag. The system is going to flag it that the vehicle has been purged, yada yada yada. So in a situation like that, I'll use my MV-1 to make that transaction, make my paperwork to PennDOT, and then assign a plate to the customer. And then once the paperwork gets to PennDOT, PennDOT will register that vehicle and then send the customer their registration. You don't have to worry about the safety inspection until you receive that registration in the mail. So when you get the registration in the mail, you have 10 days to go for the safety inspection. As for you that came to me, once I issue plate, anytime I issue plate and I give you registration, that means you have 10 days from that date of registration to get your vehicle to pass the PA safety inspection. That's what it's called, Pennsylvania safety inspection. I think is what it's called, yeah, PA safety inspection. So once you pass the safety inspection, if you selected 1 year with me, that means your registration will be valid for 1 year. If you selected 2 years, your registration will be valid for 2 years. So make sure you get the vehicle inspected 10 days from the date of registration. I don't know if PennDOT flags you if you fail to do the inspection. It's just that you'll be driving around without the safety inspection. I don't know if you get pulled over by the police. I don't know what it is, because I don't have Pennsylvania license. I don't read. There are rights. I only know the things that I can do here to send them to PA. Yes. Over there, they give stickers. They put stickers, on your vehicle when you pass the safety inspection. So for here, once I give you plate, you have 10 days to get your vehicle to pass the safety inspection. And then once you pass the inspection, then you're good for the number of years you selected with me. So this will end this video. If you have any questions, please contact me at 410-668-6000, or you go to my website, which is www.kal-ven.com. www.kalventagtitle.com. Go to the contact us section, leave me your questions, or leave me whatever that bothers you or questions that you have, and I'll answer it at my convenience. Thank you for watching. Yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, please contact me at 410-668-6000. Thank you.